Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to update my SoundHound AI stock price prediction for 2025. Now this is an update from a previous price prediction I made where I was bullish on SoundHound AI stock longer term. However, SoundHound AI stock has already outperformed my prediction for 2025. It's already surpassed the mark that I predicted for 2025. So given the latest updates, given the company's recent earnings report and the updated projections from the management team, I'm going to incorporate all of that into my new price prediction for 2025. So let's jump right into it. I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now. Right, so to make this stock price or enterprise value prediction for 2025, I need a few numbers for SoundHound AI. The first of which is its current enterprise value. Right now it's trading at an enterprise value of $2.757 billion. Now, enterprise value incorporates the current market capitalization of a company, but it also adds any cash the company might have and subtracts any debt the company might have to come to an enterprise value. It's a more comprehensive number than just market capitalization. So I need enterprise value for one of the estimates that I'm going to use. I also need the company's EV to revenue ratio. Right now, SoundHound AI is trading at an EV to revenue of 60, and you could see in recent weeks this valuation ratio has soared from all the way down here around 20, jumping up to 60 along with its market value, as SoundHound AI has delivered phenomenal growth in its recent 2 quarters, and the restructuring changes it made allowed the company to grow revenue while keeping costs under control, and that's truly impressed Wall Street investors, and the stock price is soaring as a response. I also need SoundHound AI's 2025 revenue prediction. And so the analysts on Wall Street that are following SoundHound AI stock, they submit their forecast for where they think revenue will come in 2025, and they think revenue is going to be between or not between, but 102.76 million. Now, that's above what management thinks. At the midpoint, management thinks in 2025 it's going to bring in 100 million in revenue. So Wall Street thinks management is being conservative with their forecast for revenue over the next couple of years. And that was the initial reaction when management gave their 2-year outlook for revenue. Their initial reaction was that they were being conservative with that estimate. And so Wall Street thinks they're going to handily beat those expectations and deliver revenue of 102.76 million in 2025. Remember, this is the group of Wall Street analysts that are following SoundHound AI stock, and this is a consensus estimate. So there are some that think that its revenue is going to be even higher. Some analysts think it's going to be at 105.72 million, and then one analyst thinks it could be as low as 99.4 million. So that's the range of estimates between 99.4 and 105.72 of the analysts that are following SoundHound AI stock. This is the range where they think the revenue could come in 2025. So now that I have those estimates, I can go ahead and make my stock price prediction or enterprise value prediction for 2025. Now, what you'll also see on the screen is my previous prediction for 2025. You can see some of the changes that have happened since then. Number one, the revenue estimate. When I did my video, I want to say, 2 weeks ago, when I did this video suggesting where SoundHound AI stock could be in 2025 2 weeks ago, the revenue estimate was 99.77 million at the time when I looked at Wall Street analyst estimates. And the company's EV to revenue was 38.53. Those have both increased since I've done that video. And in this video, I suggested my stock price prediction for SoundHound AI in 2 years, I said would be between 2 billion and 2.2 billion. 2 billion and 2.2 billion was the range that I gave. And at the time of that video, SoundHound AI stock's enterprise value was 1.47 billion. So my forecast suggested that at the midpoint, the company's EV was going to increase by 600 million in those 2 years. Well, it's exceeded those expectations already. As you are already aware, the stock enterprise value has increased to 2.7 billion. So it's increased much more than I thought it would increase already. So going back to my next prediction, my updated prediction, you can see revenue has increased from 99.7 million up to 102.76 million. So a 3 million increase in the revenue estimate for 2025. And also the EV to revenue has increased substantially from 38.53 to 60 as of this recording. You can see 60 is the EV to revenue. That was at 38 the last time I did this video. So as a result, the estimates for enterprise value have increased because the key assumptions have increased. So if all else remains the same, its enterprise value could rise to 6.165 billion in 2025. That would be more than double where it's at right now. That would be a phenomenal increase. This is less likely in my analysis. I think this is one of the less likely scenarios. I think the EV to revenue is going to decrease. I think the revenue estimate is roughly accurate, but I think the EV to revenue is going to fall because the valuation has increased by so much in such a short amount of time. I think that will adjust downward in the coming weeks and months. So if the EV to revenue were to fall to 40, the enterprise value could rise to 4.1 billion, which would still be a nice increase from the current value of 2.7 billion. Now, if the EV to revenue were to fall to 30, the enterprise value could increase to 3 billion, 3.082 billion. And if the enterprise value were to fall to 20, the stock enterprise value could fall to 2 billion from the current value of 2.7 billion. So that's one out of the 4 scenarios I've highlighted here that could cause SoundHound AI's enterprise value to decrease. I think my base case for where enterprise value will be in 2025 is somewhere in this range with the 30 EV and an enterprise value here. I estimate that its value, my upgraded value for enterprise value in 2025 will be between 2.9 billion and 3.2 billion. Between 2.9 billion and 3.2 billion, which would still be an increase from where it's at today in 2 years, although a less explosive increase than what the price has already experienced over the next 2 years. One of the catalysts for this is going to be the company saying that it will achieve adjusted EBITDA positive by the end of 2025, and or its targets for what adjusted EBITDA will be positive in 2025. And if it hits that, or if it demonstrates progress towards that goal, I think that's going to be the catalyst that lifts the price increase, because right now revenue growth is phenomenal. It increased revenue meaningfully in its latest quarter while keeping costs under control. If it can continue that while increasing revenue and keeping costs under control, that's going to be the combination that will lift the stock price higher from here. Before I let you go, let me tell you about the greatest deal on YouTube. With just a click of a button, you can get free financial analysis from a professor with decades of investing experience. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you again soon.